Your offlane Clockwork, Centaur likely be in the offlane for Malaysia. You've got a Broom DK, both slated for the mid lane. Unless one of the two teams wants to run a dual lane. Phoenix, often you see in those kind of 2-1-2 setups with like a Phoenix Centaur lane. Drafts in games where they had that one big carry for Banana Slam Jammer, and the other four heroes have to create a lot of space and be these more teamfight-centric heroes. But we'll see if Malaysia can pull it off with what they've got going now. It's time, guys. We're going to get into it. We're going to introduce our two teams here. On the dire side, it is the Malaysian squad. Team Malaysia with 1 life left here at Red Bull Battlegrounds. We've got Ahayo playing the Centaur, likely to head into the offlane. Ketchik Imba, the mid lane player for this team, on Brewmaster. We've got Mushi on Dazzle. We're going to see Johnny play Phoenix, and that finally leaves Phantom Lance in the hands of KYXY. On the Radiant side, Team Secret sitting pretty on 3 lives still. Going to be running Puppy, the previous captain for this team, on Keeper of the Light. We're going to have Zai playing Clockwork. It's going to be Gyrocopter in the hands of Arteezy. We've got S4 playing Dragonite, and then finally that leaves Kuroki playing the Visage. Are you a Visage or a Visage kind of guy?
I go either way. Okay. I usually say Visage, but yeah. I mean, isn't the correct actual word Visage?
You know, I don't know. It's been corrected so many times, I don't even know.
I think the actual like English word is Visage, but I mean, it's a proper noun, right? So it might change a little bit.
It's a hero name. You can say it however Valve decided it's pronounced. So we'll see. Guys, just a reminder, you guys can follow all the action over at redbullbattlegrounds.com. And if you're based in San Francisco, check out the tickets for the main event on May 10th. But here we go, Malaysia fighting for the top bounty rune, and more importantly, fighting to stay alive in Red Bull Battlegrounds Dota 2 to try and make their way to that grand finals in the Warfield Theater on May 10th at San Francisco. 1 bounty rune apiece between the two teams. More importantly, on the Malaysia side, going to their mid laner.
Well, Gyrocopter is 4-0 against Phantom Lancer in this patch.
Okay.
I'm trying
small sample size.
Trying to check all time.
You're normally the first one to like doubt stats. And when you've got a 4-game sample size, I'm going to doubt it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just giving you numbers. I'm not saying that they're straight counters. I'm just giving you numbers, dude.
You can tell me they're straight counters, but not based on 4 games of stats. If you have other, I mean, as you said, the hero by its nature is a counter to PL, though.
Yeah,
which I'll agree with.
It seems like the weaker teams like PL too, just because maybe they think they can full protect 1 peeps. Well, Rocket's coming out.
Yeah, that's no fun. Gets bonked. So Secret going with a dual lane of their own, actually putting the Keep of the Light up top with Clockwork. And on the Malaysia side, actually going for the full trial lane. If anything, I was expecting maybe Malaysia to run the dual lanes with Phoenix, but it seems like they want to try and protect the PL. I mean, you kind of mentioned this is the big thing with their draft. Protect the PL, get him farmed in. I guess from that point of view, it makes a lot of sense.
And we see Ketchik Imba in the mid lane taking up a very early point in Drunken Haze. You typically don't see this matchup, or this happen against heroes with a spam ability, which I think Breathe Fire would be considered a spam ability, but still pretty nice.
The Breathe Fire, with the new changes with the minus physical damage, was really annoying for Ketchik Imba.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Knight's base damage is not that great though. 52 compared to Brewmaster's 58, now 61.
You're a betting man, Ben. We've got a poll going. Who will get first blood? You guys, the viewers at home, can bet over at redbullbattlegrounds.com and take part. 84% Secret. It's Malaysia with the trial lane, if anything. And
well, they have a PL trial.
Yeah. They're going for the kill. Will they get the first one? The dives looks like our betting may be wrong today.
They are wrong.
Team Malaysia get it. They'll give up a kill in return. Well, you didn't even have to make a prediction. You had the answer presented to you as Team Malaysia strike first. They give up their Phoenix, but get the first blood. Last hit went to the Dazzle. Okay.
Poppy protecting the rune. Looks like S4 maybe waiting for his bottle to get it. Bottom lane has been secured by Kuro to get his bounty. And looking to out-economize the other team. And Panda not having the greatest time in the mid lane.
Yeah. The new DK laning stage with that Breathe Fire gets even more annoying for a hero like,
and the thing is,
for any hero.
Even though Zai gave up first blood, he's still level 3, and Centaur's level just hit level 2. So I mean, he's getting XP, and this is in a dual lane, mind you. So he's getting some of that shared with Puppy.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like the lanes are going too badly in that 1-for-1 trade. Didn't really. If anything, it seemed like it's been a pretty even trade-off. The lanes seem to go better for Secret than Malaysia. So we'll see how things progress from here. Keeper Light is still level 1, so that's partly why Clockwork, I mean, it's a dual lane, but it's a dual lane where Puppy's hardly getting any
experience. But they're able to utilize this pool. This should not happen in a 3-on-2 situation. The Centaurs are getting slain by Team Secret, and then once it gets low, Kato can just blast it. And what are you supposed to do about that huge nuke coming in? Look, even he's setting up right now to blast.
The PL says, let's see what I can do about that. He actually goes to the low ground with the doppelganger. The heal's there, but not enough damage from it.
Nice try, though. I think
cool play.
They definitely should try and contest his Keeper Light's movements, because he's trying to play a little bit greedy and get the most out of this off lane.
It looks like he didn't get the last hit as well in the center. I don't know if you saw.
Clockwork got it with his rocket.
Oh, okay. Okay. But this is the way of Team Secret. The lane's continuing to look pretty good here as Arteezy free farming away in the safe lane. He's the top farmer on 22 last hits and 7 denies.
And Ohio forced to go somewhere that he doesn't really want to go to.
Well, 4-minute rune coming up.
He does have return though, so that should make things a little
Both
bit
teams
better.
looking to fight over this top rune. Phoenix going to swoop in as well and gets the stun. And S4 secures a DD rune of all things. Able to fight this one, but here comes Centaur from the top lane. S4 maybe in some trouble. Has the bottle chance to heal up, but not with the Phoenix dive on him. And it looks like S4 gonna go down. Tries to get the return kill on Johnny, but not gonna do so. Meanwhile, Top Puppy surrounds it to heal. Shadow Wave from Mushi gets another kill going Malaysia's way. Zai can't attack the TP out. Oh! At the last second, at the buzzer, Zai gets him with his little cleaver in. Team Malaysia, though, all in all, going to be very pleased, especially with the kill on the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, this early Phoenix is just doing so much work. Early boots, and that Fire Spirit is pure own it at early levels when you don't have any plus attack speed. No. And yeah, I mean, DK has a ton of armor, but looks like he is slowly losing in CS to catch Gimba. 2 CS down at this point.
Create a bit of space for the PL to get a bit more free farm as well in the safe lane, although he's still behind the Gyrocopter. See what KYXY does. It's a very annoying lane for him with the constant harass and spam coming out. He was getting blasted earlier by the Keeper of the Light, and things... So if he changes, Puppy actually rotates into his own jungle now, deciding that Zai needs the pure solo XP to try to get up to level 6 at this point.
It's a little bit too scary now that it's nighttime. They don't have no observer wards though. I mean, he could just easily die. Spirit Lance, juxtapose, or sorry, double walk into a heal bomb.
Dive and stuff as well. You get the dive to slow.
Yep. Looks like Ohio has returned post to the bottom lane after his foray into the top rune.
He says it's nighttime, but I ain't scared. The creep wave has pushed up near his tower, so that's the good news for him.
Brewmaster picked up a little bit of purple in his inventory.
This is an interesting move to make. He gives the mid lane to the Phoenix and looking to get active on the map, perhaps.
At this point, Ohio trying to check the rune. It looks like he's going to jack a lot of the experience. Kachigimbo has not yet popped the smoke. I believe he has been spotted out by the ward, though, and Kuro in a very dangerous position.
Without Stampede, they have got the Radiant Vision here, so with the ward there, they do see this, but the drop may slow, the clap not going to reach, and the dive actually clips Kuro. That's going to slow him down. Now the Primal Split comes out. This is definitely a kill on Kuro, and Puppy says, you're on your own, mate. I can't do anything to help you. Centaur taking the last hit to help secure his way towards his Blink Dagger.
Brewmaster ult, though, plot for that, not the biggest deal. At the same time, I'm surprised Kuro stayed there. Oh, Zai getting a jumped on top. Heal bomb coming out.
Oh, Zai hiding out the trees with that easy CP. It looks like that will be enough to keep alive the cooldown on Mushi. There's a decent amount of damage, but Mushi's got a creep wave now. The homing missile going to be following him down, and no points in gray. Mushi in trouble, just going to scurry back to his tower and actually dies to the rocket barrage. Maxed out. Arteezy going for a very aggressive early game build here. I
mean, Rocket Barrage is way too good at pass up before. I mean, it might have been questionable before the patch, but no cast time.
Yes.
It's really good. KYXY looking for Arteezy.
And Arteezy TP'd up here. They know he's kind of trapped and surrounded. He'll have to see which direction he goes. He's going to head towards mid lane, and he's got a Phoenix running directly at him. But as you kind of mentioned, Rocket Barrage level 4. The clap is going to come out, and Kachigimba gets annihilated. Oh dear, and Arteezy's got another Rocket Barrage. And this is just tearing apart the Malaysia side, but now Arteezy maybe in over his head as 3 Malaysia heroes swoop on in. Phoenix hits the last hit on Arteezy's Gyrocopter. Ultimately an okay exchange to the Brewmaster, although I don't think he expected to die as fast as he did. That level 4 Rocket Barrage, oh boy.
That just destroyed the Brew. Mushi really needs to pick up one level in Grave for those particular situations. And just Grave TP, Grave so Brewmaster can use his ultimate, Grave so Phantom Lantern can use his double walk.
Coming in inside the cogs, and that's a problem for Zai. As the cogs do push KYXY now, and won't be a kill. They do zone out Clockwork from this lane, it looks like.
Phantom Lancer is also going for a headdress. They really like their mech, I guess.
Is he going for a mech? Mushi, Rocket Barrage coming out, getting him low, but Poison Touch actually slows him down, which is, I guess, one way of preventing Jargon.
But on the backside, this is looking around for the hook shot.
They go diving in there. They realize Drew's going to on his own, trying to get level 6, and here comes Ohio again. Coming down, Stampede going to block some of the tower damage. No, I'm sorry, what I'm talking about. Doesn't block damage until you got the Acceptor. Visage gets the kill on the Phoenix, and Ohio now trapped underneath. Looking for a double edge, but won't even be able to use that against the battery assault. Zai gets a double kill. He's suddenly level 8.
That is so much experience for Zai. And yeah, he died once, but it's not hurting that badly. S4 sieging the mid tower with that corrosive breath. Looks like there is nothing in sight for Malaysia to defend with. Maybe catch a game, but he does not have his blink dagger at this point.
Tower has fallen.
That's the power of the DK. He really can push and pressure towers. As soon as he hits 6, that's all he needs. You leave the lane and suddenly your tier 1 tower is gone.
Yeah, Malaysia's trying to punish this great, and I think they've been doing a pretty good job about it, but Secret just applying pressure on multiple sides of the map at once, and I think a lot of that has to do with Arteezy's rotations, and yeah, he paid for it, but at least he's making this PL thing twice. Already forced out another doppelganger from him. Oh, he's going for a Vlad's. What is this strange build from Phantom Lane? So Headdress, Vlad's Recipe, and Bassi.
The Headdress is, you need the Headdress for the Vlad's.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah. I was like, is that a mech?
I got confused by that yesterday when I saw a Headdress come out, and I was like, huh? It was S4 Brewmaster got a Headdress. I'm like, oh, he's going for, like, I thought he was going for the new boots or whatever, because he had Arcane Boots Headdress. So I was like, oh, he's going for the new boots, but
good
no,
call.
He went for the Vlad.
Forgot about that.
So,
cool.
Vlad's PL, we see every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
It's not uncommon.
Radiant's bottom
This is
tower
really nice for
under
sustain.
attack.
Mask Madness getting a little bit of a nerf. It's sometimes a go-to for players if you do not have a bottle for sustain. S4 trying to stack up a little bit as he checks a 10-minute rune. S4, I mean, Dragon Knight's really good at taking out stacks, but he needs level 11 to do so. Oh, actually, Dragon Knight is also really good versus Phantom Laser because he has that AoE splash damage.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah, that
is
splash
under
damage
attack.
got buffed as well. That was one of the other decent buffs to Dragon Knight this patch, though. See how the DK comes to play. It's the most farmed tier in the game as far as net worth goes at the moment, so that's good news for Team Secret, who across the board are looking really solid on all their cores. Visage still looking for level 6. We've seen him a few times at this bottom lane get picked up, but there we go. He gets level 6. Has familiars now available to assist himself as well as his team.
Ohio's also level 6 still.
Yeah. Stampede available. I think the one thing Malaysia is still looking for is Phoenix to reach level 6 to get Supernova.
One more creep, it looks like.
Yeah, Phoenix will get in the mid lane.
A lot of ultimates online. I mean, it was pretty important for Mushi to get 6, but instead he does pick up a Weave instead of Shallow Grave.
Huh.
Could come back to bite them.
But like Malaysia really need their blinks right now, both Brewmaster and Centaur, before they can do too.
Zion makes a move towards the bottom lane, looking to pick up Ohio. Can he hit this hook shot?
Look for the Stampede. The hookshot could still find him. He's going to try and scout with the Rocket Flare. Could look for the blind hook, and Ohio gets a stomp. This is looking bad for him, though. Hookshot can still go through. He's holding onto it for now. Zai wants to make sure he doesn't miss. Ohio trying to juke. He's going to hit it. Ohio could have juked for so long, and then Zai came on in. Double edge gets thrown out. A bit of space created. Top lane. How much space is it? That's right. Taking heavy damage from a cooldown.
Middle tower is
doesn't
under
look
attack.
like Mushi as well as K-Rex can do much about this, especially with the Dragon Knight rotating in. This may just be a tower they have to abandon at this point.
I don't know. Ketchikimba's right around there. He's really desperate for his Blink Dagger.
Until he has that, it seems very difficult for him to come in. They've got smokes up on the Malaysia side, both Dazzle as well as now Phoenix picking one up, but
Keeper Light doing some creeping shenanigans here. Being very efficient with his double Illuminate.
S4 picked up an Ogre Club. Saw what IG when they went for the Dragon Knight go for the Shadow Blade first into the BKB, I believe it was. But
Ogre Club in the Shadow Blade.
yeah?
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh, he got like a net.
Okay.
He had a big influx of gold.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Malaysia's not close to killing any towers. And yeah, the kill score is even, but the way the game is progressing, Malaysia, they're struggling to get a foothold in the game. They need Blink Dagger, they need Brew Ultimate to be useful, they need Stampede online with the Blink Dagger, and I mean, those all come at a priority, and that's considering like PL getting farm too. So like they can't push towers
Dyer's
and get PL farm and
under
get Blink Daggers and kill people with their ultimates.
I feel like this pick up for the Brew has to now start getting something done. Malaysia need a team fight around Stampede, Supernova, and this Blink.
How does Visage have so much HP? He has 1119 HP. Is that
Tread's wand, I guess.
I mean, is that for real?
And Visage, I mean, it is a fairly, as far as HP growth goes and strength, he's
I mean,
the better
Dire's
hero.
bottom
Brew
tower
has
is
less than
under
1,000. Centaur has right around 1,000. Oh, smoke comes out. This is
Kenjigima needs a grave. Where is it, Mushi? I don't think he's leveled it up
Yeah.
still. Oh boy, they won't even get the supernova off. S4 was ready and
Dire's bottom
prevented the
tower is
Brewmaster
under
split.
attack. Dire's
This
bottom
Dazzle skill
tower
build has really
fallen.
cost Malaysia, it feels like.
It's just a safety net. Like, weave is useful, but if you don't get off your Brewmaster roll, you're gonna lose a fight. Whereas if you don't get a weave off, it's not the end of the world. And it's gonna be 2 towers. And now Phantom Lancer is probably feeling really threatened. So crap, my team is just getting destroyed everywhere else around me, and it's not a good feeling. That's why he's feeling right now.
He's trying to just do what he can on his own. Split push the map, but
Oh, they do have their ultimates up still, though.
that's okay. So they can respawn and look to take a fight. Yeah, Secret decide. Let's not get too
Radiant's top tower
aggressive. Let's
is
actually
under
defend
attack.
our T1 now. Easy. Pull down the middle. Good throw. Next one. Charges forward. Solo kills off Teasy.
That's not
Awkward.
Yeah, I think he should have dropped the call down earlier. I think he underestimated the damage from the Vlad's PL. And,
Yeah.
I mean, he
I
does a
think
lot.
he's
Top
also
tower is
giving
under
KYXY a secondary slow after the Spirit Lance.
That was a big kill. That's huge. And now KYXY might be able to get the tower after getting a gyrocopter kill. So,
Radiant's
yeah,
top
Malaysia lost a big
tower
fight, but I
is
think
under
more than made up for it with this. KYXY, though, maybe in pursuit by Zai.
He's like, is this another solo kill? Is it happening? Maybe.
Radiant
He's going to go for the
structures
tower,
are
gets pushed up
fortified.
now, and Zai going to have to make a move. He's going to deny it, could go in for a cogs, but gets slowed down by a lance, trying to get the battery sold out. KYXY gets pulled into the box, he goes for the tower now, will get the
Radiant's
last
top
hit, but
tower has
needs to
fallen.
escape it. We'll actually get the doppelganger out. KYXY making space as well as plays happen for his team, and now he's got the support of the
Radiant's
center up
bottom
here.
tower is under
Does
attack.
he go for this one? He's got a lance to set things up, but the centaur going to sit back for now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, not sure what S4 saving up for. It looks like it could be the Ogre Club and the Shadowblade build again. Honestly.
Radiant's
Looks like
bottom
Seeker
tower
ready to
has
group up and go
fallen.
for this top tier 1 tower.
Uh-oh. Brewmaster keeping in with the Blink Dagger. This could be really bad for Seeker. They don't have the T1 to fall back to anymore.
See what Kenjigima can do. He's looking for the engagement. Seeker going with the blink stun, and this time there's no Dragon's Tail for Brewmaster. S4 locked in place for now. The Supernova comes out as well. That's a Supernova that cannot be dealt with. S4 likely to be the first to fall. No one on the Malaysian side taking too much damage. One dead. They want Arteezy next, trying to stay away from the Rush. Johnny, he's down though. Ahai gets off a second stun, trying to escape. Solo Something will find him though. It's Secret. They're turning this one around. The power of this gyrocopter really being shown here, and Mushi trying to just hide his way into the depth of these trees. He's going to get caught out, blown up by Visage. Kuroki dishing out some serious damage with those soul assumptions, and
That was pretty much 3 ultimates to kill S4.
he's just so
Dire's
tanky.
top tower
And he also
has
bought his
fallen.
hammer right before.
And look at the damage that both Visage and Keeper of the Light had the highest damage dealt of anyone in that fight. Everyone was just sitting in there, soaking up Illuminates, soaking up soul assumptions. That was just not the...
Dire's top tower
Malaysia
is
just don't
under
have the
attack.
damage for that fight. That was the perfect blink stun, blink clap, split,
Radiant's
and
middle tower
Phoenix had the
is under
supernova
attack.
right in the middle of everything.
I mean, Dragon Knight is really tanky. He has 1450 HP, and he has a ton of armor. And he's just not your ideal target. I mean, you need to kill him, though, or else your tower
Or
goes
do you
up.
just like cyclone him and go for someone else? You need to go for, I feel like, the supports of the battle.
Or Arteezy. Arteezy getting a win.
Easy, there we go. And this time around, they're fighting without ultis, and now Keeper like Illuminate coming in. Just got a lot of damage, and now the Solar Substance go flying. 2 Malaysian heroes have dropped. They've taken out Arteezy, though, but it's still not looking good for them. 3 dead on their side. A higher blinks east. Will look for that TP escape, and it looks like he'll find his way out of there.
That's a big mistake by Malaysia. They're tempted by the gyrocopter kill, and they know they can kill him with the blink stun, but at the same time, they don't have ultimates, which is pretty much their bread and butter for escaping a fight. With the egg and the Brewmaster ult, like transforming you so you're invulnerable for a period of time, and they just all paid for it. And 3 for 1 is not worth it even if the gyrocopter is a target.
KYXY, please. This is some aggressive stuff from him. He will be okay.
Dire's middle tower is under
Trying
attack.
to get aggro on the Secret side. And Secret, they look to end this game quickly. Zai on the Clockwork has picked up a Vlad's of his own. They might engage and they blink in with a Centaur Stampede. The dive goes through as well, but the follow-up not really there. The Brewmaster split still not available, and without that, Malaysia
Dire's
weren't
middle
ready to
tower
fight, but
is
now
under
it's back
attack.
up, and see what Ketchik has in mind. He has to be very wary of that Dragon Tail. Offensive weeds used from Mushi. But they're not used to fetching.
Not a good time for Secret to go in. Their Blizzard Birds are down on the ground. Ketchigimba looks like he is ready for an initiation. And
he really wants level 2 ulti though in the Brew. He's still just level 10.
They just have not gotten enough mileage out of the Brewmaster. And this is his time to shine. Like 8 to 25 minutes, that's when Brewmaster is supposed to dominate the game. But, I mean, Secret just putting a lot of pressure, and they really use recall well too. Just immediately putting pressure out on that mid tower and the top tower at the same time. And Malaysia, with their big team fight ultimate, do they really want to use it on like 1 or 2 supports on top?
The other crazy thing about Secret is the current net worths of their heroes. They've got 5 of the top 6 heroes in the game. Their supports are ridiculously farmed. Puppey has Arcane Boots Mech. Visage has 6k net worth. The item progression on these heroes is absolutely insane right now.
Visage has a freaking solo crest.
Oh, but that helps against the PL for the gyrocopter especially. If PL's rushing at you, give him some evasion, give him a lot of armor.
Yeah, kind of counters weave.
Okay. Very pesky item for Malaysia to have to deal with, and Malaysia, it's going to get difficult from here on out. You've got such high farm all across the board on Secret. Everyone between that kind of 6 and 6 not going to help out there. Kuro gets stampeded on through, and doesn't look like he'll be able to finish up a Hayo here. Throws up the soul assumption on Johnny. Supernova comes out just to make sure the King stays alive, but Kuro almost gets out of there until Ohio finds him with the double legs, but the stun will cancel Ohio's TP out. Ohio now one last stun, but he goes down to the rocket barrages. Arteezy gets himself another kill, and to the west dives Zero Phoenix. Now Arteezy may actually pay for this one with his life. That's his 4th death of the game, and Malaysia with a decent 3-for-1 trade. S4 looking for more, but
yeah, that was a mistake by S4. He chased to the right and tried to kill another hero. I mean, he could have saved that, but I think that's more important.
KYX was not expecting that clockwork rotation, and doppelganger to the side, and to see if KYXY can keep on juking and jiving here. Zai will have a rocket flare, but I don't know if he can catch up to KYXY. So KYXY maybe able to get himself out of this one. One more rocket flare will be coming in 10 seconds time, and KYXY, get out your juke and choose. He should have enough HP, but oh, sniped by the Illuminate. Puppey comes in, gets him from downtown.
Great TP by Keeper.
That rocket flare was not going to be enough damage for the string threads and even just the 1 stick charge.
Well, at the end of the day, both carries end up dying, and Malaysia used a smoke. And don't get the target that they want.
Still looking, yeah, really past Malaysia. PL is doing just fine, but this has very much become a 4 protect 1.
Yeah, and I mean, Secret are getting their items. As we mentioned before,
they get their items, they're also getting their initiation. Zai finds another pick-off here, and Clockwork. He
also has BKB now too, so it's really difficult to burst him down. They can't really chain stun him either because of the solo crest.
This is where you definitely have to just ignore Dragon Knight. Throw him up in the air with a Cyclone from Brewmaster, but that's about the extent of it.
Veil, pretty useful item on the Clockwork. I think it synergizes very well with Gyrocopter, but probably more importantly, it will be able to nail those Army of PL illusions as well as reveal the real PL with that tint of purple.
It's actually a really good point there. Finding the real PL always with the Veil once it's on him.
Yeah, I mean, and then they can just nail a rocket on him too.
One of the kind of unknown counters to the PL.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of counters to PL nowadays, it seems. And looks like MY grouping up for a movement together.
The Radiant Vision is so good. At some point, they'll just say, okay, they're not farming the jungle, they're not going down mid lane.
They already rocketed Roche. That's how wary they are.
See if that's where Malaysia are headed right now.
And they have to know something. It's been far too long.
They wait for the expire. It does wear off now. They haven't got the best lineup for killing it, though, unfortunately. And the other problem is you've got Familiars, you've got the likelihood of another rocket flare coming out.
Well, looks like Puppey will be split pushing top by his lonesome. Everyone else still huddled around their towers, waiting for the smoke to reveal. Now the KYX is on bottom lane.
Yep.
They have to know everyone else is in here. It is just far too obvious, and Kuro will send his Familiars in to scout out. We'll catch a couple of heroes.
Dire's top tower
one Familiar, maybe just forces out a resummon here, but Keeper Light can kind of split push the top lane, just look to force rotations. I don't imagine Malaysia commit to anything down here. If anything, they just probably want to TP back and push out their other lanes, or they may be worried about some defending.
Now KYXY has TPs at the top lane. That is a signal for MY to retreat. However, Keeper Light, maybe he might recall someone in. It looks like he has.
Brings in Zai.
That's a difficult kill.
Yeah. It feels like you need the clockwork.
They can also
plus.
wait for another recall, though.
Possible.
Yeah, he can like shocker himself and recall to get another one really quickly. Yep, that's what they're doing.
This kill here. Gets it off now, and the physical damage is not really the greatest from these heroes. They're trying to bring him down just barely at the last second. Mushi gets off the Shadow Wave. Meanwhile, top lane, PL just fine. They bring down the T2 tower
Radiant's
at least.
bottom tower is under
But
attack.
Secret lose Dragonite as well as his precious 10-second BKB. Nice little gank by Malaysia. That's a big kill to be getting at this stage of the game.
Yeah, that's huge. They really feel like
Oh, Kenchik. Maybe forced to split, but won't even get a chance to do so. That first damage with the Solar Crest.
Radiant's bottom
tower under a little bit of seed
attack.
from bottom, but Puppy right there with a big old Auto Blast. And that will be the word back for Malaysia. And I mean, Malaysia, they're getting a decent amount off the map, but Secret, they're always getting a tower here, tower there. And I mean,
maybe a
Malaysia,
kill here, a kill there.
They only have one tower left on the outside of the base, just the T2 on top. Or on bottom, rather.
Well, Zai's still chasing here around the bottom lane, but decides against it.
Here,
Chase around.
Arteezy getting chased
Top
by
lane.
KYXY.
Yeah.
But
KYXY is going to take a long time to reach that scary late game status because he's gone for these this kind of drums, Vlads, treads, I mean, even Yasha, like all these kind of casual item pickups that aren't really your super late game items. I'll help him farm faster and stay alive, but
I'm not sure if Arteezy took out an Ancient Stack or not. It kind of seems that way because he has leapfrogged over PL and net worth, and the Ancient Stacks are currently clear. So it may look like Arteezy might not be able to get that big and bad, but he does have the HOD.
HOD BKB, he's the late game threat, really, and that's where PL can only do so much. Again, well, Dragonite's the other hero, too. You can have a Dragonite who's gone BKB. Even if he doesn't go Shadow Blade, you can go for other items like an Assault Crest and really turn your Dragonite maybe into more fighting mid laner. That can We've seen items like Maelstrom in the past picked up, especially against illusion-based heroes.
It's still hard for him to farm. Dragonite is not a terribly good farmer unless you have Ancient Stacks, but that is reserved for the Gyrocopter.
Well, it's do or die for Team Malaysia. They need to find a way to turn this game around because this is their last life of Red Bull Battlegrounds. And well, unfortunately for Johnny, he's been the target of many a challenge throughout this tournament, and it's been a tough couple of days for Team Malaysia. But right now, Secret can just continue to sit back, and this would be just their second game of the tournament. And a win here would secure their spot in the finals, and looking to make it happen. They make their way through. Blinking from a higher, misses the side of Deadpool BKB. Zahaya gets full stuff out, but into waiting against the side. Oh, maybe gets okay. The Grave not going to work against the Cogs. Trapped in place, and Zahaya going to pick up a high one. Like, go for the other kills, but that's
This is a high ground push. It's so swift, and a nice move by Secret, smoking into the mid lane, baiting out S4 because they knew that they went on him before, and they're going to take a ton of damage from the T3.
Got Vlad, yeah, I got Solar Crest, and they've got the Keeper. Is that an Axe on Keeper Glide? What?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet. 4-star mech for now. I haven't actually upgraded the Arcane Boot mech into the new boots, but I imagine that maybe something that also comes out with due time.
A very explosive lineup from Secret and S4. I mean, S4 has done so much damage to the towers at 470 HP. Maybe get one more volley in before Centaur revives, but it looks like they are also backing Dragon Knight Ultimate wearing out in about 5 seconds time.
We'll play it safe. They're getting close to another couple of items, like your DK sitting on 2,000 gold suddenly. Kuro's getting close to an Ag Scepter. Keeper of the Light's close to an Ag Scepter. You may as well wait for this next level of items.
And on top of that, this really nice ward has been placed too. So, I mean, if Malaysia smokes, it's kind of obvious because no one's there. And if they don't smoke, it's really obvious that someone's there. And now they can shoot in probably a rocket. Let's see. Where is old Zai? He does have his rocket up, but he hasn't actually used it yet.
Oh, they're going to get counter-scouted out now. Radiant Rocket Flare comes on top of the Roshan. It sees Malaysia, sees what they're doing, and Solar Crest trying to help things out, but here comes Arteezy. They're going to blink out and look for skins. 2 heroes done on Copy as well. That's 4. Can they bring him down? 15 is super down and Team Secret. They're going to lose. Puppy decided to fight. The Sentinel did go down, return, and Arteezy in BKB form is holding his own, fighting through the KYXY Phantom Lines, who dies as well as Mushi on Dazzle. Secret get a triple kill onto Artur as Malaysia's Phoenix as well as Brewmaster just scurry away, and they've left Roshan nice and low for the taking. Sunray trying to delay things or make things worrisome.
Yeah, they don't have ultimate. contest this.
Lads, this.
Your shines has fallen to
Zai
the
used the
rear.
veil on the Phantom Lancer. They found out where he is, and they just homed in on him. Yeah, sure, he had the Shallow Grave on. They almost killed the egg, too. I think Arteezy was the only one focusing it with his BKB, but in the end of the day, Malaysia's ultimates were not enough, and Secret looking to close this game out
Dire's
very
middle
quickly.
tower is under attack.
S4 gets solo in the tower, even getting that miss chance. And,
Dire's middle tower has
this is looking worrisome from the lane. But their mid
Dire's
lane
middle
of Barracks
barracks are
under
under
siege
attack.
here. TP coming back in from Dazzle. Catching him on the front line, says not have primal split here. High just going to go blinking in with the sun trying to buy some time. In goes catching as well, but he has not got ultimate. He gets stunned up. He didn't become a new target. Solo Sun just bring him low, but do not finish him off. Meanwhile, the clockwork hook helps get him a double kill. Mushi and the higher on Dana. KYXY forces his doppelganger away. He won't go down to this, but Team Secret have played immediately racks in mid lane. They pick up everyone back to full HP more or less, and they'll get the range racks as well, and could consider rotating
Dire's
towards
middle
top lane, and that's what
barracks
S4
has
has in mind. Leading the charge up there. No more dragon form though. Does make things a bit trickier. And here comes some new item pickups. Sanjin Yasha now acquired for Gyrocopter, and they're going to keep on pushing, it looks like. Solar Crest, even just on a creep at this point, anything to help the push, anything to help sustain this.
They still have the Aegis. That's the
Dire's
scary
top
part.
tower
Everyone's
is under
pretty much
attack.
topped off at this point.
And Zai's got another hook shot. You've got to watch out if you're Malaysia. They're waiting on the respawns. They'll have Split as well as Stampede. One last hurrah, perhaps, and we'll see what Secret's move is going to be. Maybe they wait for the Dragon form, but with Aegis, it does, I think, it takes some risks here.
You know what's ridiculous? The Visage is more farm than the Phantom Lancer. Visage.
It's a sad, sad state of game from Team Malaysia fans right now.
Yeah, and it seems like
4 of the 5 Malaysia heroes more farm than PL. And Keeper of the Light is up there, almost on par.
the most successful 6.84 games that we've seen, I think, is when the supports get really, really farmed, and the position 2 and the position 3 aren't that farmed.
That was the Hellraisers game as well, with like the Pugnan dying. Everybody had 8k plus net worth. And the position 1 and position 2, it's never a full protect 1. The position 1, like Arteezy this game, was never that far ahead of his team. Earlier on in this game, he was like the same level of farm. It was actually the Dragon Knight who was topping the farm chart.
Radiant's bottom
Well,
tower
this is it.
under
All
attack.
5 ultimates up for
Dire's
Malaysia,
top
although Phantom
tower
Lancers
is
doesn't really
under
count.
attack.
Secret, it seems, just one
Dire's
last
top
push
tower
away
is
from
falling.
securing their spot.
Look
And
at
the
Johnny's
San Francisco Grand Team goes to high with the blink will stop KYXY trying to bring down Puppey as well, but the blinding light causing him problems here. Zai gonna get locked inside his own box here, possibly with a fight he doesn't want to take, but KYXY takes a huge hit with the Illuminate happening. Meanwhile, in the enemy base, Malaysia on full
Dire's
retreat. Their
top
Rex
barracks
under
is
siege
under
here.
attack.
There's a fight going on, but Malaysia, maybe they realize they're losing Rex. They're trying to fight it out with KYXY, but he goes down to the Illuminate, instant buyback, trying to take this one, catching him, but his ulti's worn off. He's going for Puppey, but Puppey has forced up. They're just too outgunned, too many units on the Team Secret side of things, and uh-oh, catching him back. Stun number 1, stun number 2, stun number 3, perfect chain stun coming in from Kuro's visit, catching him a caught out of the corner, now this Muji, he dies to the Gyrocopter corner. Next in line could be your Graveguard catching him, but Brumasa, he's dead, and Team Malaysia, they look done for. They're chewing through their buybacks here, they're losing heroes left, right, and center. All for a clockwork kill so far. And it's GG, Team Secret, knockout Team Malaysia, and they are going through to the grand finals where they will be facing on IG in a best of 5. We don't even see that matchup at the playoff. These two teams will be going into that grand final.
Excellently played by Secret. I mean, they seem to have, I mean, it seems like push is a very big component of this patch, and it's just not having like multiple tri-core farm like last patch, and I think that is one of the key points that